Hello, in this Python skills video we're going to go over assignment statements and self-referencing assignment statements. You've probably come across these before. I like to use this terminology. It's really helpful when you're kind of communicating in a team. So an assignment statement is any statement that has an equal sign in it. And what we do is we always evaluate the right-hand side first. That's the information to be stored. And then we take that value and place it in the left-hand side. Self-referencing assignment statement is very similar. But what that is that's a situation where you have the variable being used, the variable that you're going to store the value in being accessed first. So let's look at some examples. So here we declare a variable called x and we initialize it to 4. So that is an integer. Then we print x, and now here's an assignment statement where we take x and we overwrite it with 6 plus 9. So in this case, here the variable has been declared. And here, we don't have to declare it again, it's just using it. And we print x, so here we'll get 6 plus 9, which will give me 15. And this is a self-referencing assignment statement. And that's because x is going to be accessed first, which is going to be 15, and then 15 plus 1. Just do it this way. So x will equal x, which is 15, plus 1, which will give me 16. And if I save this, and I just really quickly run this. So there are the 3 lines that we just talked about. We have 4, 15, and then 15 plus 1 is 16. Really common mistake here that people run into is they might do something like this. Z is equal to z plus 6. And this is a self-referencing assignment statement, but this is an error because we haven't actually declared or initialized z. So when the program comes here to interpret this line, it's going to look at z and try and find that memory value, or the memory location z, and pull the value. Sure enough, if I come over here and I run this, you see I get a runtime error. Because what it's saying is that, okay, I'm looking for a variable z that doesn't exist yet. We have a similar example here with strings. I take the value Bob and I place it in the variable name, and I print name. And now I want to add Smith to the end, so I take name plus Smith. Now notice here, if I run this, I have to save what I just did. Let's clear this. If I run this, I get Bob Smith with no space. And the reason is because strings, we have to deal with all of the characters. It doesn't know to put a space between there. So I can actually put the space like that, and now that space will be included. So if I clear this again, now I get Bob space Smith. And you see the line below, I've just overridden it directly with taking Bob Smith and putting it into name. And then finally, I have an example here where we work with floats. So I have a variable y, and I assign it the value 3 plus 8.0, which is going to give me 11.0, because, remember, if you watched our last video, you'll know that Python's going to take this and say this is a float, this is an integer, and as a result, it's going to make it a float because the type takes precedence. So then I'm going to multiply it by 3. So this assignment statement is going to take 11.0 times 3, which will give me 33.0, and store that in y. And now this one will take 33.0 divided by 2, which will give me 16.5. And so this is an assignment statement, this is a self-referencing assignment statement, and this is a self-referencing assignment statement. Using this terminology is really useful. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.